A Very Rejection. The emails have started coming in. We are unable to further pursue your application at this time. Did monkeys set fire to your phone? Your internet works. But I'm just mad mostly. Damn it, not again. Not this show again, not this circus again. Unfortunately, these are my monkeys. Damn it. Interjections are like emoticons, grammatically loose. They hang out wherever they want in the sentence. Oh, hi frustration. There you are again. Hello happiness, good to see you. Thankfully my most extensive emoticon use is of the smiling variety. I feel blessed for that. 10 applications sent out in the past week. Statistically speaking, I should get at least one interview, right? Of course I could be overreacting. I've only got 2 replies back, and one for a job I wasn't even going to accept. Too many hours, not enough writing. What? I can apply to boost my confidence, it's not a crime. But the shadows of 2 months that spiraled me down the drain of rejections and not good enoughs, strength whittled down by my own insecurities until I had to quit and hightail it out of that mess, or I wouldn't have anything left of myself to take with me when I left. These aren't the first requests either, the first rejections. I'm tempted to run into a buy my book spiel, but then I wouldn't be asking. It's not ask me if you don't let them say no. It's not asking when you're begging for fear of all the apocalyptic visions your creative mind can conjure. They're very vivid. Should I have struck very? All red dirt and dry air and rocks shorn away bit by the wind. Like Drumheller, I guess. That's it. I'll be unemployed in Drumheller. As long as I stay away from there, I'll be fine, right? Sorry, Drumheller. I got the form email and wanted to take it personally. I do that sometimes. But how can you take personally something sent to you they didn't even write? Just a button press, and there it is in my inbox. It's not a very fun button to press, I imagine. 5-year-old me sulks in front of that button. I don't wanna. 5-year-old me don't wanna a lot. The 5-year-old I was had to clean her room anyways. And then there it is. The Art of Asking. Yes, I'm reading the book. Yes, I might have shed tears over the stories contained within. Yes, it's beautiful. But how do you ask when you're sure people will say no? How do you ask when you're sure it's selfish? When selfishness is the very thing, oh, there's the very again. The very thing you are afraid of becoming. That's the thing that people become when they've made it with art, right? Selfish? How can you be selfish when your entire life and work revolves around making things for others to enjoy? Does not compute human. I could be a professional robot, right? Silver paint, some cardboard, tell logic jokes that aren't funny. I still imagine myself a performer. Plus, how could I be a robot when I can't dance? And when I feel each time I get a rejection letter, feel that maybe I'm walking down the wrong path. Was this job I believed in anyways? Was this the job I believed in anyways? It's terrifying not to know if you're making choices that will build you up or tear you down. Future you is always so insubstantial. Present you asks the only person who knows anything about the future. That person smiles and says, "You're on the right path, kid. You've got this, and I've got you." Which is warm and fuzzy, but not terribly comforting when you're feeling melodramatic and want to self-flagellate over all the chaos and disaster you're almost certainly causing, and how you're pretty sure you're slowly destroying your future until all you'll be able to do to survive is wash dishes. Stand and stare out the window while you remove grime other people made, not even look at the dishes because you do it mostly by touch anyways. As the soap creeps into the lines on your hands and the bubbles crawl up towards your elbows, and you listen to an audiobook so your brain can do something. I'm sure there's a circle of hell that only involves washing dishes for all eternity. But then there are days I believe in myself, and I entertain my delusions of grandeur. I practice what it'd be like to be interviewed on television. Would I be able to engage in witty repartee with Ellen? Or would I choke and forget all my best lines until they woke me up at 2 a.m. the next day? That would be embarrassing, but pretty funny, and very, very human. How do you human? Get a degree, get a job, get married, get kids, get a house, maybe before the kids. Get retired, got the degree, well, sort of have the job, and also definitely have the job. Is it a real job when it can pay for rent, or is there something else I'm missing? Is it a real job when it matters to people and has them send in emails or make videos about how much what you did meant for them? Is it a real job when you have a boss and other people in the building who aren't related to you? Sorry to all the family businesses if that's the case. And is it still sad if you spend all your time on the computer, if the computer is in an office and you're making spreadsheets for things other people made? I think I have Schrodinger's job. I don't know if I'd be alive or dead on my own with it, and gosh darn it, all it costs money to publish a book. I mean, the kind of book that people can hold in their hands and talk about as your first book, as if you hadn't published an ebook of all your hopes and dreams 2 years prior. Can I blame people, though? It's probably counterproductive, and I feel vain and petty and small when I do it anyways. So I got 2 form rejections in the email. Nothing but the style and marketability. You'd think no one knew I wanted to know if the story my resume and cover letter told looked anything like me. I'll admit it's an odd duology, a bit low on atmosphere, high in the setting variety. The plotline sort of flounders a bit. Where is the story going anyways? What's the main character's core motivation? Does she have any? Yes. But it sounds a lot more like poetry and video games and traveling the world to visit friends and see things she's never seen before so she can write better books that make people laugh and weep and cry out that they're not alone, even though it's just them in the room with the book, because it's not just them in the room with the book. And it sounds like music on the piano with the voice of someone who was once told she'd never make it as a singer, but who's going to try her darndest anyways. And it looks like stop-motion papercraft videos that no one's probably going to like, but will make her laugh because she writes the jokes for herself anyways. And it looks like art with lines everywhere and plants in odd places and things that Da Vinci would never make, but who cares about realism so much they wanted to paint it all the time? Definitely not this girl. Except she really does want to draw an eye that will make someone weep sometime and write about the owner of that eye while she's at it. And it sounds like a whole bunch of pretentious poetry that devolves into a prosaic bit at the end because it's utterly impossible to contain all her dreams in one line at the end because, damn it, they're fantastic. And they look a lot like her and not a bit like what everyone else keeps imagining for her future, so no wonder she feels dead when they start imagining her future for her, and when all she asked for them was whether they give her a job so she can pay for all the things she wants to make for people so that she can inspire people the way they've inspired her, gosh darn it. They say very is a silly word. It keeps you from saying what you mean, lets you prop up sagging adjectives and verbs, as if those words lost their spines or never had any, and would devolve into amorphous blobs without very on them. There are a lot of things we do that count as very, and they all come down to a question of trust. Will this word shine? Definitely not if I stick it after very.